welcome back. I am at Drifter Vans today, and I'm here with Kim.
Lucine.
I didn't want to butcher your names. Who is one of the co-founders of Drifter Vans, and so we're sitting inside one of the vans right now. But we're going to talk a little bit about who Drifter is, what they do, what they offer, and then we'll take a quick tour of the facility and some of their vans.
Great.
So how did Drifter Vans get started?
It's a really long story, but we met Paul years ago when we were traveling, and we wanted to start another business together, and then the pandemic happened. So when it happened, like the other plans kind of went to hell a little bit, and he went back to the US, I went back to France, and he decided to start Drifter Vans here. This was the pandemic, like there was a huge need for RVs and campers because everybody wanted to travel around the country because they couldn't leave the country. So we started it. I applied for my visa. When I got it, I came a little bit later, and it started very small. We're doing full custom, and now it is what it is today.
Okay, and so now the vans you build now, you have floor plans?
Yes, so we do offer full custom, so we could potentially do anything you want. But we specialize in Ford because we think it's the best compromise with everything between the price, the all-wheel drive, the drivability, and the serviceability. We do have 4 floor plans, 2 with a fixed shower, 1 with a flip-down shower, and 1 without a shower that fits the different way you're gonna use your van. And then we do full custom, which means that we don't build 2 vans that are the same. Every van is fully tailored to the client. They go through a design process with our interior designer to choose the style of the cabinet, the type of wood, the type of grain, everything. So the process is really nice. Every van at the end is fully customized to your taste, but we push people within like perimeters of layouts because we know these layouts work, we know they're comfortable, we know they're gonna be easy to live in, and then we of course customize what goes inside depending if the clients wants an AC, a 48 volt AC, 120 volts. We really try to tailor the van to what they're gonna use it for.
Okay, so that would mean like color choices, you said
everything.
Wood, everything.
Yeah. Style of cabinet, sometimes it's veneer, sometimes it's laminate, sometimes it's painted, sometimes it's plain maple. We can do anything, like flat face. Like we don't pre-manufacture anything, we build everything in shop, which means that we can really do anything the client wants.
Okay. And do you have like a kind of like I guess a standard or default like battery capacity and
yes,
solar,
there are
like what would be standard, and then people can.
So what's standard? We use hydronic systems for air and water because I believe that it's the best system. It's unlimited hot water until you run out of water, of course.
Right.
And hot air. It runs on the gas of the van, which means that you have days before it runs out. It's 12 volts, so it draws very little power. The system are more expensive, but they're just much better. They don't have altitude limitation, and we use EcoFlow, so we can adapt the amount of batteries that the client wants depending on if they need a 48 volt air conditioning system or not, or depending on how they're planning to use the van. But we use EcoFlow because I believe that EcoFlow is the most user-friendly. It's very easy to use for people that are not used to it. Like the touchscreen battery monitor is very simple. It tells you when you need to change a fuse, if a breaker tripped, if it needs to do an update. Like, we love EcoFlow, but we can adapt the size of the battery. We can put extension solar panels if you want. We can still customize it within the range of EcoFlow.
Okay. And you mentioned, so how big is the water tank and the fresh tank and the gray tank?
32 gallons for the freshwater tank. The gray tank is 16 gallons.
Okay.
The battery, like the EcoFlow Power Kit, comes with a 5 kilowatt battery. We can extend it to 10. It is possible to extend it more if you want, but we very rarely extend it more than 10 kilowatts because it's usually enough. And the van comes with 350 watt of solar panels plus the outdoor solar port if you're off the grid. It's usually enough to be completely off the grid if you're not using your AC.
Okay. So for 4 season, how would are you just building towards 4 season?
So yes, so the van is completely insulated. Everything is accessible. It means that if one day there's a problem or a leak, nothing is buried in the wall or in the floor. Everything is accessible with panels, especially when there's a valve or something. that's one of the reasons we move to the hydronic system is also winterizing. Like an hydronic system is so much easier and harder to blow up during the winter than an electric water heater, for example. So it's much easier to winterize. We created ports and tutorial videos to show clients how to really winterize their vans, because it did happen quite often.
Yeah.
Like when it's the water faucet that blows up because they didn't winterize it, it's annoying, but it's not the end of the world. When these are the pipes in the garage, that's a bit more complicated. So we really try to make the system as easy as possible for clients to winterize, use it when they're either on shore power or off the grid, at a campground or not. The systems are compatible with 20 amp, 30 amp. Like we really try to make it as easy as possible.
Yeah. Well, awesome. So I guess we can take a look at some of the vans you're working on.
Of course.
Now this is a client's van?
Yes.
Yeah. So we don't want to disturb too much in here, but I can tell you it's beautiful.
This one is a drifter model on the regular body, so the 148 wheelbase regular body for transit trail.
Okay.
So this is usually the smallest van that we do. And this one has a flip down shower, because the regular body are not big enough to offer like a fixed shower.
Right.
But these Tetra van shower, the flip down system, they're the best of two worlds, because it's a good compromise. Yes, you have to set it up and take it down every time, which is, honestly, with the magnets that we install, it doesn't take more than 10 seconds. But you do have to do it, so it's not as comfortable as just stepping in the shower. But for the space you save, between 4 feet, it's 10 inches. For me, it's a non-brainer. But
and the shower controls are actually within.
Yeah, everything is inside. The faucet is inside. It's very easy. The drain is inside. It goes directly to the grey water tank. It's a very, very cool system.
Okay.
So we're already here a little bit advanced in the rough stage, but here you can see in the rough stage there was already the framing done, the holes are done for the max air fan and the ACs, the flares are on, the windows are on, the insulation has been done. We still need to do like the rough electrical, the rough plumbing, installing the bedwall, because we're gonna start putting the hydronic system and the electrical system. Some of it goes at that stage. And when all of this will be done, the van, when the cabinets are painted, will go into finish. Okay. So we're halfway done in the rough stage here. The ceiling is already in place. The walls are gonna go at the end.
And what type of insulation do you use?
It depends on the client. So we use the standard 3M Insulate, which is the industry standard. But when clients want to be very eco-friendly, we do use the Havelock wool as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends.
And I see this case, both bump outs.
Yes, this one has bump out. The bump outs on the Transit are really nice because they allow you to have a mattress that is 79 to 80, which is pretty much a regular mattress. If you don't have the bump out on the Transit, you have 75, meaning that if you're my size, for example, you have to sleep diagonal. It's not ideal.
Right.
Resale value is great. I think the flares are a very good upgrade. I know it's a bit expensive, but for me, like, it's one of the essential upgrade, because it makes it a lot more comfortable and a lot easier to resell after if you sell it to somebody that's taller.
Right.
So here, this van just entered the finish stage, so we didn't start installing everything, but the rough stage was finished. So the base of the hydronic system was installed, the rough electrical, the wires have been ran, the hydronic system has been installed already. Good. And the framing insulation, this is what you saw in the other stage. So basically the difference between this one and the one before is the rough electrical, the hydronic system, the electrical system. So now they're gonna be ready to start installing like all the wall panels, cut the outlets, windows, everything, and after that they can install the cabinets. Basically everything can be customized. So if the client wants a window only on one side, not the other, or no window at all, we do no window at all. Sometimes they want the awning style, sometimes they want the slide out style. We do custom, so we are within parameters because we have to be, we have to use things that we know work and we're comfortable with. But at the end, like, we can really like customize a lot of things. There's a lot of options that the clients can go with.
Right.
Insulation, which is fiberglass, and on top of it we put like the final flooring. But it's protected all the way until the build is finished. So this one is in the finish, but it's a little bit more advanced than this one. So we have the walls, some of the cabinets have been installed. So you can see there is still no plumbing, the shower is not there, the sink is not there, so there is no plumbing. The electrical is not finished, even though since we have the walls, you do have all the wires going through the outlet holes. Most of it is ready for the plumber and the electrician to come and to finish it. So that's more advanced, but it's still going to be in finish for the rest of the week. The backsplash is in place, like it's more advanced here.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's a nice backsplash.
Yeah, I like this one. It's a really nice backsplash as well.
On this one, looks like they're going to put their
Induction stove.
induction.
Yeah, I actually lied. I thought it was the sink. The sink is here. This is the induction stove. So here the induction stove is gonna go. The Tetra shower, so the flip down shower is gonna go there.
I love that partition.
Yeah, this partition, this style for the partition is beautiful. I like it. Yeah, I really do.
And I don't know. Maybe I'll show it from the other side, but the wood on that is so pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's. I'm pretty sure this one is hard walnut. I need to check. I think this one was walnut. Yeah.
And they have the counter here.
Yeah. So this one, like, they have the floor to ceiling, the counter. So there are multiple options. Either we do like the floor to ceiling here. So you have the bench here, the table here, and the second bench.
Right.
But they wanted to have more storage. So they're floor to ceiling, more storage and a countertop, one bench, the table, and they're gonna use the swivel seat of the the driver's seat as the second seat.
Yeah. And then the toilet would be under
the
here.
toilet will be inside this one. I don't think it's installed yet. No, the toilet is not there yet, but it will be in this one.
Yeah. And then they have a pull-out. Okay, that's the pantry.
They have the pull-out pantry here.
And then I guess venting for the
venting,
stove?
yeah. There's a induction stove, so yeah, you need 4 inches plus the vents, so that's the legal requirements. You have the vents under the sink, under the fridge as well. And this one's getting the max air fan. I think this is a 48 volt air conditioning system. All the gauges, they're going to be there like in the other vans, but they're not there yet. They're not being installed, but all the gauges will be there. And this one doesn't have a partition wall because we're using the driver's seat as the second seat. But you were talking about it earlier. This one has the extra storage on top here, because this van comes with the little shelf, with the rear view mirror shelves. So here and here, like, there will be like a curtain that goes on the curtain rod here directly. Compared to the other one that didn't have it, we had to add a curtain rod here. This one, it comes on the headliner shelf, so we can do a full blackout curtain from here. And here, little detail, the client wanted this to be metal because she wants to put magnets. She has a magnet collection, so she's gonna put magnets everywhere here. So we made this part metal.
That's a great idea. I actually, on my refrigerator, I changed out the panels so I could put magnets.
Because we tried before, it's possible to put magnetic paint, but it's definitely not as magnetic as the metal one. And it's thin, it's not very heavy, it's easy.
So now this one actually has a shower.
Yeah, this one has a fixed shower. This one is our Scout model.
So you would have your toilets down here?
No, the toilet is going to be inside the shower.
Oh, the toilet's going to be in there?
Yeah,
okay.
so this is going to be storage.
Okay, and then you have your lagoon mount
there. The lagoon table, which is there.
And then, so this one has a little bit smaller window, and I see there's like a little awning. Yeah. And then your...
So when the van is in that stage, it means that the carpenters are done with the main work and the plumbing. So when it goes here, I do QC, quality control. I verify with the build sheet and the contract that the little options or details haven't been forgotten. It's all the touch-up paint. I'm not touching anything because I know that Chris did it this morning. So all the touch-up paint. As soon as it's all dry, we put the caps for all the electrical components. We test everything, the plumbing, the AC, the batteries, the recharging, like the solar panels to recharge the battery, everything. And when this is ready, the person that cleans the van comes to detail the van. When it's detailed and the QC is okay, when we're okay with the QC, the designers are coming to stage the van and make it ready. And when this is ready, we call the clients to say that the reveal is ready whenever you want to come.
Okay. Now, for delivery, do people come here?
Yeah, so we've done it once, but we want people to come here for delivery because the training that goes with it is We try to make everything really simple. We use a very easy electrical system, hydronic system. There's a big training, but if you're not used to it, it's a lot. How
Right.
to use an hydronic system? How do you use only hot water or air? Can you use it on electric or on the gas? How do you use the electrical system? What's AC and DC? 110 volt, 12 volt? If you don't know, it is a lot.
Right.
And you have a lot of things to know, like how to use the shut-off valve when you winterize. I don't know, your different component in this. Like the full training takes a few hours, and then I show the clients where to find the video tutorials and everything. So we ask clients to come here in person because if they don't, I get a lot of calls like, I have no idea how to use that. It's like, it's better for you to come in person. Also, the client comes here and let's say there is a little hook here or something, or a little shelf or something, and she's like, well, I'm too tall, and like, yeah, I'm gonna hit it, can you move it here? Well, if we have the van, we can remove it, fill it, repaint it, move the hooks, like make the little adjustments, we can do it. If the client is in Texas, it's too late, they have to deal with it. So we like to either have the clients come for the reveal. Ideally, we have them come. We have them stay a couple days, maybe go to the UP or stay around Michigan for like a few days to camp, get used to it, come back to us with a few notes, like, oh, I was thinking of this or this, whatever it is. So then when they leave, like everything works, everything has been touched up, it's perfect.
And what's your usual build time?
It depends on how custom the van is, but between 2 to 3 months. It really depends on how custom the van is.
Okay.
Like, it's hard to say.
Yeah. And right now, like, if somebody put in an order, like, what is their...
So it depends. So either the client has the van, in which case they can get in the next spot. So there's a deposit. When they pay the deposit, they secure their spot in line. But then it depends on how long it takes to get the van. So if the client has the van, they can take the next spot available. If they don't have a van, but they're okay to take one of the van that we have on order, because they're okay with the color, for example, no problem. They can take the next spot available when the van is delivered. But if the client says, no, I really want the van to be red, and place the order, it's not up to us. So it can be 8 months.
Right.
So whenever we know when we're going to have the van, a couple of months before we start the whole process, design, like everything, the options, layout. When this is finished, I'll place the order 1 month before the van enters our shop, and then it takes between 2 to 3 months depending on how complicated the build is. So the whole process can be over a year, because sometimes it takes 8 months to receive the van. And sometimes it can be as fast as 5 months, because the client has the van, we start right away with design, contract and everything, and immediately you start building. So it can be a few months, it can be over a year, it really depends.
And if somebody's interested, what is, I guess the best way is just to go through your website and reach out?
Yes, yeah, go through the website. On the website it's possible to book a consultation with Paul. You have all the information. You don't have all the options and everything. We talk about this, but you have the general idea of the price, the base price of the different models on the different vans. So on the website you have also photos of previous vans we've built to have an idea of like what we do and the quality of the work. And if you're interested, you reach out. You have the consultation, and if you want to move forward after the consultation gets started, if you want to pay the deposit to secure your build, then we have a call together to really go through like the different options, how you're going to use your van and everything. And the process gets started. The designer get in touch with you, and you can start the fun process, because that's the fun part of the build. Yeah.
This is really nice. So this one, as you can see here, has like a blue tone tile.
Peel and stick tile
Like,
backsplash, yeah.
Which is good because it's
much lighter.
It's, going down the road.
Yeah.
As we all know, our roads are not the greatest.
No, really not.
That's why I always wonder sometimes when I see I'll see a DIY where they're putting all kinds of tile, and I'm like...
And the weight.
The weight.
The weight, like people don't think about the weight, but you have to be under 9,500 pounds with everything inside. So the tank, the water, the grey water, your stuff. So it's easy to go above. So,
yeah. Here we have the shower. We have a light in there, and then the there we go. Yeah, the I forget what those are
The
called.
mixer.
The mixer, yeah.
The European mixer.
Yeah. So you set your temperature, and you don't have to. You can set it and
So,
forget
yes.
it, basically.
But here, so you set up your temperature, and when you like this temperature you like, you don't have to think about it. Every time you come, you just, I mean, don't want the water to splash, but you use this one to start the water, and it's always the same temperature instead of wasting water trying to figure out what temperature works for you. I never understood this system. That's why I really wanted to have the European style one.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a struggle to find a European style in Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
But we did it. We found it. With access to the fuses and the breakers.
Then we have our outside.
Yeah, so this is the mixer for the faucet for the outdoor shower. This is the outdoor shower. Just again here you have access to well, it's a bit messy, but it hasn't been cleaned. But you have access to like it's all the plug-in and everything. You have access to the different valves. Oh, sorry. So here this is the garage. So here we can put, if you want, like a garage pull-out drawer. On this side you have all the electronics, so like the inverter chargers, the lithium batteries, the Starlink systems, everything like that. And here on that side you have all the plumbing, hydronic system, the 12-volt pump, compression tank, the water tank, the heat exchanger, all this. So this is plumbing, this is electrical. And then the board goes on top of it with the mattress, and you have the bed area.
Is it pre-wired for Starlink?
So for Starlink, we either use Starlink fixed antenna, so you have the fixed one on the roof, and so you can use Starlink whenever you want, but to use Starlink it's AC power, so it does draw a bit of power.
Right.
You can also not park under a tree or something like this. What we like is to use the Go Roam system. So the Go Roam system is a mobile antenna on the top of the van, but it's DC powered, which means that it uses very little power. It doesn't use satellite, it uses 5G, so whatever T-Mobile, AT&T is around, like, you will get internet in your van. And if you're completely off the grid, it also combines with the mobile antenna of Starlink that you can set up outside. We have a port, so we create a port on the outside of your van, so you simply have to connect it from the outside, super easy. And GoRoam will connect to Starlink to give you internet if you're completely off the grid. So it gives you the two options. Like, when you're not completely off the grid, use the DC internet with like GoRoam, super easy, like 5G.
Right.
And if you're in the middle of nowhere in the desert, grab your Starlink antenna, connect it to your van, go outside, and inside your van you can use satellite internet. That draws a lot more power, but if you know it, you know it.
Yeah, I have a Starlink.
Mobile?
Yeah, well, the one you have to put outside
the
somewhere.
mobile one.
The mobile one, yeah.
It's nice to have the option to do both.
Yeah. It's come in handy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And I see that you have WeBoost up there.
Yeah, here this one has a WeBoost. I think this one has this one has the RV WeBoost. This one has the walkable solar panels, so you can walk on the solar panels.
Okay.
So you can use the entire rooftop as like storage space or like hangout space.
Oh, that's cool.
It's an electric awning and an FVC or safari roof rack with the deck.
So those are solar panels?
Yeah, walkable solar panels.
Oh, wow. And that's 350 watts?
Yes. Oh, this one is 400 because each panel is 200. So when we use the walkable, it's 400 watts of solar panels.
Okay. So this is gravity fill.
Gravity fill to fill the freshwater tank.
Okay. If you don't have access to a...
If you don't have access...
to a hose or...
you need access to a hose.
Oh, so this is
gravity
the hose.
fill. You need to put your hose inside and you can fill your freshwater tank.
Okay.
This is both winterizing, if you want to winterize to blow the lines,
okay,
or city water, if you have access to city water at a campground, for example.
Okay.
And this is a 15-20 amp outlet.
Okay. Okay, so this is nomadic.
Yeah, no, so this didn't come out yet. Like, we were like, so... Nomadic was creating something and they went to a few builders when we ordered it. Now I don't know, maybe it's available now, but they sent it to us for us to test it. So we tried, it was like, oh, we like it, like it's a really nice awning, and let me find the remote for you.
Oh, it has a remote.
Yes, and that's what's really nice compared to the other ones. It's a good question. Oh, it's perfect. Thank you.
Oh, cool.
So you have a kill switch. I need to open the kill switch. Up. There's a kill switch to make sure that nothing presses the button while you're driving and the awning opens, of course. But the awning is electric. That's really
not
nice.
So carefree.
Yeah.
That's a nice awning.
Yeah. It's really nice too, and it looks really sleek. That the awning on the remote, it's really nice.
Yeah.
So here, yeah. And with the lights, everything, it's. I like this new awning from Nomadic Cooling, and because we get the awnings from Nomadic Cooling, and they're the company that do the 48 volt, the new 48 volt air conditioning system that are amazing. Mm-hmm. They're really nice. But yeah, so here you have on our website, if you want to see like the drawings of the different layout that we offer, it's under models. You have the Drifter, which is the one with the flip down shower, the Nomadic, which is the one with the fixed shower just behind the driver's seat, the Wanderer, which is basically a Drifter model but without the shower, the Scout that has a fixed shower but not right behind the driver's seat, like you have the seating area and then the shower, and then custom, because we can do anything pretty much.
Right.
But here, if you click on the model, on the name of the layout, then you choose the type of van with the different size, let's say a Transit Extended. And here, clicking on it, you will have the drawing of what the drawing looks like.
Oh yeah, okay.
So these are not, of course, the CADs that we use when we make everything, but that's to make it easier for the client to understand the layout. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, like the client will receive the actual CADs that have measurements and everything and details and little extras. And from there, he will be able to see a lot more and to validate them. We don't ask the clients to validate these drawings; they validate the actual CADs.
So you just kind of start from here and go.
That's where we start, because otherwise it gets too complicated.
Yeah.
So many little details and diagonals, and so from here you can really see like, okay, the bed is here. On one side you have electrical, on the other side you have plumbing, storage. The storage can be countertop height or floor to ceiling. Then one bench, table, bench. Version B can be bench, and the table in front. So this is possible to change. The counter, like there's a lot of different things that can change, but that's where it all starts.
Right.
That's where it all starts. Then from the website, if you go into galleries, we try to update it every single time there's a new van. I mean, we're a little bit behind on it, but you can click on a van and see like the photos to see the design, the style of all the vans that we're doing. And you have it's organized by model. So depending on the model, you have all the different ones that we've done. So you can actually see the different style. You can use it as your inspiration photo to send the designer. I really like this in this van. I really like this in this van, and keep going like this.
And what's interesting too, because you're showing like the Wanderer, even within that, you're going to see, you know, what people have done.
Yeah.
To make it their own.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like if you take two vans that are exactly the same, you take, for example, Lorry. That's a darker side. Like it's darker. Is the type of like countertop that you like. It's still like it's a little bit dark. It's still homey. That's so different from, for example, Steph and Jen. That is exactly the same van, the same layout, the same model. That's completely different. Where it's more like a farm look. Like with the cross on the cabinets, and like it looks a lot more than a farm look. It's completely different. It's completely different. Where do we see the cabinets? Here, I guess. The big X, like that's a completely different look.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
So it's nice because that doesn't matter if people say, oh, like I want this layout. The van is still completely custom. It's still completely yours, even though like we work within parameters that are the same for all clients. You have so many options, and the designer are doing such a good job that you can really have your own van. And some of them are full custom and really, really nice and crazy. Here there was a concrete epoxy countertop. So it was a full concrete epoxy countertop with a Bali look. All the cabinets are made in tambour. I mean, it was full custom. It was a gorgeous van.
That is gorgeous. There's so many ideas. It's almost like, you know, where would I even start?
Less is more. Honestly, when you build your van, the first thing I tell customers, less is more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, do you make the tops for the lagoons? I didn't
Yes.
ask that earlier. Okay.
Yes. We make pretty much everything. If it's related to carpentry, wood, or whatever, we make it. So here, it's a Korean countertop.
Oh, that's pretty.
So we cut the Korean countertop, and we took the extras of the Korean countertop, and we made a little square.
I think that's what's so intriguing to me. The final finish out with the that you do with the designer is just, they're so homey looking. That's yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, we really wanted to make vans that are, you don't make concession. Like, you have a homey van. It's your home. It's nice. You don't go live in your RV that you get on the lot. Like, you feel like home. It's much smaller, but the process is like building a home with the architect and then the engineers, and then you choose the options. It's exactly like building a home. And then the interior designer does such a good job usually, because he really matches like the inspiration photos and what you've talked with the designer to really do something that matches your taste. It's really nice. It's really nice.
Now, for the toilet options, you were saying you have it's kind of a...
It's hybrid. So either some people really want a dry flush system, Laveo, but it's not hybrid. Like, the solid and liquid goes together, and then it kind of folds around it. And the problem, it's the easiest, because you go to the bathroom, you don't think about it. You grab the cassette when it's full, you throw it out. It's very easy. But you cannot go to the bathroom so often in it before changing it. It's quite expensive to change it. It takes room. You need to, in theory, you cannot dump it in the toilet. Outside in the trash, you need to dump it in the dump station. It's easy to use, but it's not the best system to dispose of. Compost toilet I don't like, because having to stir it every time you go there, clean it completely once in a while, carry the toilet outside, I'm not a huge fan. And you have hybrid toilets like Separate or Trellino, where it still separates the liquid and the solid. The liquid goes in a container that you empty whenever, and the solid goes in a bag that you throw out in the trash whenever you want, like when you take your dog outside. For me, that's the easiest system. But cassette toilets in RV, I'm not a big fan, because it uses chemicals. You need to go to dump stations. You're not allowed to dump it anywhere you want. So you have more regulations, and also it's not great to clean it. I'm not a fan of the cassette toilets. I like the hybrid better. But it's really 50-50, I would say, between people that want hybrid or the Laveo. And we're looking into like a new Japanese one that's really, really nice, but we haven't started yet. It's all automatic. You don't have to take care of the bag. It does it on its own as well. It's great, but
that's pretty cool.
We didn't get it yet.
Well, cool. Well, I appreciate you taking all the time today with me.
Of course, with pleasure.
This has been great. I've been excited to see what you have here, and wow, I was really impressed. I mean, again, it's one of those where seeing it in a photo or in a video is one thing, but when you see the vans in person, and the build quality is beautiful.
I'm glad you like it. We really try to do high end, like everything. From the process of building should be as fun as the process of living in your van. So we try to do everything like great quality, like be great with the customer, like do everything very homey, like everything should be a pleasure, because if you put that much money into an RV, that's what I tell people. Like, I'm a bit biased because I run the business, but it's way more fun to build a van with us, but you have to wait a few months because it's a whole process than just going on an RV lot and like, I take this one, period. It's more fun to go through the process, and it's yours. It's exactly yours.
And that's what's really neat, is especially seeing those two vans that are customer vans. They pick the same floor plan, off from the website, but the customization, I mean, they're completely personalized to what those customers wanted. So it's really nice. And the color schemes in each of them were different. I actually liked that off-white. I thought it was
the off-white wall. I like the off-white walls.
And I like that countertop too.
Yeah.
Very pretty.
So many options.
Yeah.
So many options.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can. Yeah, even if you have the same layout as many of the clients, your van is your van.
Yeah,
we can really make it your van.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again, and
Well,
I will put all the links
Great.
in my description below, and hopefully you'll get some calls because
Well, with pleasure, with pleasure. Hopefully, I get a call from you when you're ready to make the swap.
Now, if somebody did decide, within the next few weeks, whenever this gets posted, they're like, oh wow, this is what I'm looking for. Are you going into 2025 at this point?
Yeah, right now we're changing the process. So I think we still have 1 or 2 spots at the end of 2024 because we changed the schedule. So I think a few clients are not getting the vans in time. So I think November we have a couple spots available. Okay. But now otherwise it's 2025. We already have like 5 or 6 clients, but they're more toward summer of 2025. So early 2025 we have spots available. Okay. And if anyone is interested, they can go on the website. On the top right corner it says either there's a phone number or book a consult. They can book the consult. They select the time that they're interested in talking to Paul, and it all starts there.
Awesome.
You talk to Paul, like he will explain everything, go through the possible prices. And when somebody is ready to move forward, they pay the deposit. Mm-hmm. And when the deposit is paid, it blocks the spot in line for the build. And everything starts from there, the design consultation, layout consultation, the call with me to go through the options. And all the fun starts there. The fun starts when you get to call me.
Oh, yeah. So one other question that just made me think of, because you said you can either source the van or somebody, if they have a van. So if somebody has a van, does it have to be like a new Transit, or could it be like, oh, I had a 2021 or? If somebody calls say, I have a van, can you build it? And it's a 2021 with 15,000 miles. Yes, we'll build on it. Somebody calls and says, I have 2003 with 100,000 miles. We won't do it because it's too much money for a van that's going to die in 5 years. Right.
It's not worth it. But yes, if it's newish, no problem. We will build it. Either the client has the van and brings it to us, or we put them in touch with the dealers that we work with and they order it through them, which means that when the van is ready, the dealership will send it to us directly. The client doesn't even have to get it. Okay. So it's very easy. Or we always have vans on order under our name. Okay. And if the client wants it, we transfer the name from our company to their names. But that means that they need to be okay with the color. Right. Because the one we order has all the options that are important in the van. The alternator, like the little headliner shelf, like all the options that you need, we order the van with it. So it's perfect for a conversion. But we order them in avalanche gray, which is the color that most clients like. Yeah. But it does happen that a client says, no, I want red. No, I want white. And in that case, they need to order it. Okay. And it can take however long. If they want a transit trail with specific option, I know that a few years ago a client wanted something with power doors. It took over a year. I mean, it can be long. Yeah. It can be long. Yeah. Depends. But everything's possible. Right. We make everything possible.
Well, awesome. Well, I'm going to close the video here, but again, thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this. I know I did. These are just beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm already getting ideas. And
well, thank you very much.
It gets dangerous sometimes.
No, it's great. It's great. Yeah. See, here's my card. My first one.
Definitely. Awesome. Yeah. Can I have them?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, great.
Of course.
Thank you. Great. Well, thanks again, and I will see everyone in the next one.